Hello and welcome to another Whiteboard Training Wednesday video. I'm Isaiah Henkel, a cheeky scientist, and today we're talking about 5 ATS proof resume secrets for PhDs. So first of all, what does ATS stand for? Applicant Tracking System software. So if you are a PhD who has been uploading one resume or many resumes to job postings online, but you haven't heard anything back, or you're just getting an automated response and never getting a phone call, it's because your resume is going into a software system, being read for keywords and other things that we're going to talk about in a minute, and is being deleted or being put into a black hole or being put into some depository somewhere where no human being is actually reading it. That's why you're never moving forward to a phone screen or an interview. Applicant Tracking System software. So it's very important for you to understand that large companies like Dow Chemical, like Pfizer, etc., they can receive over 2,000 resumes per open position. 2,000. On average, whether it's a small, medium, or large company, overall every open position online receives over 500. It's like 524 resumes per open position. Do you think that hundreds of people are being employed to read resumes all day? No. Instead, it's going into a software program that has a bunch of metrics set up by a company that's basically skimming through your resume very quickly. The software is doing this and is just weeding you out. Why would you be weeded out? Because you have a gap on your resume, or because it doesn't recognize your academic job titles like graduate research assistant, or because you didn't put in the right salary amount, or because you put visa on the job posting. All of these things are used to weed you out so that companies don't have to waste their time, as defined by them, waste their time looking at unqualified candidates. So at Cheeky Scientist, we recommend getting a referral, right? Actually doing the work to get a referral from somebody working at the company through an informational interview, getting your resume into the hands of a hiring manager. That's the fastest way to get hired. However, I understand that a lot of you are still trying to finish your thesis, or you are still trying to finish a paper for your postdoc. So I want to talk specifically about if you're going to try to get your resume through Applicant Tracking System software. I'm going to tell you some secrets on how to do it. Why do I call these secrets? Because they're not commonly known. All right, so how do I know them? We talk in our program in the Cheeky Scientist Association. We've talked to top talent acquisition specialists at Novartis and Roche, Genentech. We've talked to hiring managers, recruiters all around the world, and this is what they say works. Okay, this is what they've told us. This is insider information. I'm going to tell it to you now. Why am I telling you this now? Because next Thursday, we are doing a special webinar on all 12 of these secrets, and we're going to go into detail. So next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll get an invite to a free webinar from us. You'll only get this invite, though, if you are on our email list. So to get on our email list, go to phdsgethired.com, put your name and email in on that page, and click enter, and you will be put on this list. You'll get an invite to this free webinar. Again, it's phdsgethired.com. We'll go through all 12 of these secrets in detail next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the live show, there's going to be 2 different show times. Go to phdsgethired.com, put your name on that list. So what are the 5 topics I'm going to talk about here? What are the 5 secrets? The first is to be first. Okay, be first. Set alerts. Realize that most recruiters, employers overall, they stop reading resumes after the first 10% come in, right? So that means if the job has been posted for more than a day, guess what? It's too late. They've already received too many resumes. They're never going to look at your resume. That's all you have, 24 hours. So how do you know when a job is posted online? You need to go to, for example, Indeed.com, put in keywords, set up an automatic alert. Even better, and this is what we recommend, use a Google alert. Go to google.com/alerts. Google.com/alerts. You can set up an alert for any job title, any location, from any company. And I recommend you do those 3. Put in all the locations you're interested in terms of working at those locations, all the job titles, all the companies. That way when a new web page is published, new content is published online with any of those keywords, you are going to get an alert sent to your inbox. This is amazing. This means that you will know first thing in the morning when a new page has been published, and you can be one of the first people to apply. Set up this alert. It's critical. Number 2, use word clouds to hack keywords. Most of the ATS software is looking specifically at keywords on your resume. If you don't have the right combination of keywords or the right keywords used, your resume is going to be opted out. It's going into some filing system. It's never going to be looked at. You're going to get an automated response. You're never going to get a call. So how do you make sure you have the right keywords? Go to the job posting itself, put it in a word cloud software program, wordcloud.com, wordle.com, wordclouds.com, and it will tell you which words are used the most, right? It'll also remove words like the and that, etc. So if the word drug discovery is used a lot, or screening, or testing, or technical, whatever it is, it's going to tell you what's used. Use those exact words on your resume. Don't worry about plagiarizing a job posting. If you want to be very calculating, go to several different job postings from that company for that job type. Take all of that content, put it into a word cloud. It'll tell you the keywords to use. Make sure you use the keywords in the top 1/3 of your resume. That's called the visual center. That is where the ATS software spends most of its time scanning, is in the top 1/3. That's where it's looking for those keywords. Number 3, don't use academic titles. Okay? Don't use academic titles. So ATS software it's advanced now. It knows how to look for job titles. So what it's looking for is your bolded headings. It is giving special weight, it's keyword weight to those headings. So what I recommend doing, and you might not all like this, right? It's a little bit sneaky, but it's a great secret. And we've had employers tell us to do this just so that you can get your resume past the software. Instead of putting graduate research assistant or postdoctoral fellow on that top line for your work experience, put something else that's more industry oriented, right? So for example, as a graduate research assistant or as a postdoc, you've had to do a lot of project management, right? So in that bold line, put project management. And then beneath it, in non-bold, put graduate research assistant. Because what the software program is going to see is they're going to see project management. And it's going to say, oh, this person has project management experience, which you do, even if that wasn't your job title, because you're not saying it's your job title, you're just listing it in terms of your work experience, which is totally fine, totally allowed. This will help you get through the applicant tracking system software. If you're just putting postdoctoral research fellow, graduate research assistant, it's not going to recognize those and it's going to weed you out. Number 4, avoid gaps, visas, and double dips. Okay, so what do I mean by that? If you have a gap on your resume, that's fine, but put those dates in there, right? Make sure every date is accounted for because, again, this software is advanced. It knows if you have a gap, and often it will weed you out. It doesn't give you a chance to explain a large gap. So if you have a couple of year gap because you were parenting or you didn't have a visa, couldn't work, whatever it is, just put that date down and put what you were doing during that time and get creative, right? Don't lie, but if you were helping finish a publication, even though you weren't working for the university technically, you can put consulting or finishing a publication or whatever it is. Try to put something that you did during that time, even if it was email correspondence for a publication or helping up your lab or your classroom or helping a colleague. You can put that kind of correspondence in to avoid that gap. If you need a visa to work, a work visa, do not put this on your resume at that time, right? You can explain that later. But a lot of times it'll look for keywords like visa needed, work visa, immigration status, etc. It'll weed you out. If it asks for that on the job posting, leave it out, put a star, whatever it is. Don't mention it on the job posting. In terms of double dipping, don't apply for your expected salary. This isn't something you put on your resume, but it's something that you need to put on the job posting when you're uploading your resume. If you can, put a character like a star or a 0, whatever, but most of them are too advanced now. You actually have to put in a number. Research the numbers carefully for that location, that specific job title, that specific company if possible, and realize you have a $10,000 window. And make sure that you are putting the lower end of that window in there so you don't get weeded out. And the problem is they'll weed you out if you're too low or too high. So realize you have about a $10,000 window to work with. Do your research, put that in there. You can't get away from doing that. So we're going to talk more about these secrets next week. We're going to talk about the 12 top secrets overall next week during our free new webinar on these resume secrets just for PhDs. Go to phdsgethired.com, phdsgethired.com. Put in your name and email address so you get a free seat to that webinar. And I'll see you next week for another Whiteboard Wednesday training.